All right, guys, so today I am going to be prepping some breakfast for myself. I know I mentioned on Facebook that I'm starting the Whole30, so it's just going to make it easy for me in the morning. So what I'm going to make is I'm going to make some egg bites in my Instant Pot. So you don't need an Instant Pot, but a silicone mold for the oven or for your Instant Pot will work. I'm going to add mushrooms, red onion, jalapeños, turkey bacon, and spinach in mine. And then on the side, I'm gonna air fry some sweet potatoes with some bell peppers. So I just wanted to show you what I'm using, but you can be creative. And if you don't wanna add protein in yours, don't add protein. Or if you like sausage, use sausage, or whatever it is that you like. First thing that I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start dicing up, chopping all my onions, peppers. So I'm gonna start with my sweet potato. I wash the sweet potato and I'm just gonna go in with a knife and cut it into small cubes. I don't mind the peel on the outside, so I'm gonna leave it. But this is kind of just the strategy that I'm using. Just until you're all finished with this. All right, guys, this is one large sweet potato. So I'm gonna go ahead, I think this is good for me for the mornings to get me at least 4 breakfasts. So I'm gonna stop with one, but of course, if Tim won't eat these, so he doesn't typically eat breakfast in the morning. So I'm just gonna set this aside, but if you need more, just add another one. I have my sweet potatoes in a bowl and I'm just gonna set these aside for a minute and I'm gonna start with all the other veggies. I like to get the jalapeños and just go down the side like this. So it gets rid of the majority of the seeds. And then from there, I just do a thin slice. Put them together. Watch your fingers. And for my egg bites, I'm going to use 2 jalapeños. Put those off to the side. And we'll start with some onion. This is a pretty large onion, so I'm just going to go here on the edge and get a piece about this big. Do really thin slices. Try and keep them together. Then put them back together and make a small dice. Just take your time. And then if you just run your knife through to make sure any big chunks are cut up. So there's that. Next, I'll do the mushrooms. I would say this is about a cup. These were already sliced in the package, so I'm just gonna run my knife through it and just give them a chop. The egg bites are pretty small, so I want the pieces of mushroom to be on the smaller end rather. But if you're using like a muffin tin, an actual baking tin, I would say larger would probably work. So I'm just slowly running my knife through it. And they'll cook down too. Making sure I'm getting all these big chunks. Okay, that looks good. And then all I have left to do is dice up some turkey bacon. A good strategy to have when you're meal prepping is just have a bowl on the side that's a trash bowl. So you can just dump it all in here, and at the end just dump it in the trash. I have 4 slices of turkey bacon here. Again, you can use as much or as little as you want. It really is preference, what you like. I'm gonna run it down the middle and scoot that over. And I'm just going to thinly slice it. Just run my knife through it. And I will do the spinach last, just because I'm gonna cook all this first and add the spinach at the last minute. All right, so in my nonstick skillet, I'm gonna do about a teaspoon of ghee. Again, I'm doing the Whole30, so that's why I'm using ghee, but you can use olive oil or any cooking oil of your choice. So I'm gonna give that a melt. I'm gonna put the heat on about medium high. And I'm just gonna try and add all my jalapeños, onions, mushrooms, and turkey bacon in here without making a huge mess. You just want to get some color on the mushrooms and make sure the turkey bacon is somewhat cooked through. I will add a little bit of salt and garlic powder to this. Just a little sprinkle of salt. The turkey bacon has a saltiness already. Some garlic powder, just a sprinkle. Just kind of leave it alone, don't mess with it too much. All right, at this point, the bacon and the mushrooms have a nice golden brown tint to it. I'll kind of lift it up so you can see that better. And now I just want to add, I took a handful of spinach, I diced up real thin, and you just want to add that in. You can turn the heat off and just stir it around and let this cool, and we can get our egg mixture ready. Just like that. Okay, well my veggie mixture and turkey bacon is cooling down. I have 6 eggs in here. I am not going to add any salt or pepper or anything to them, but just whisk them up. And if you can have dairy, add a little bit of half and half, just a splash. But okay, I have that good to go. And while I'm waiting on that, I'm also gonna get my sweet potatoes going. I'm gonna give it a drizzle of olive oil, a sprinkle of salt, some garlic powder, and I like to add a little bit of paprika for some nice color, and pepper. And then you just give these a toss. Make sure everything is coated nicely. And these are ready for my air fryer. So here's my little basket for my air fryer. I'm gonna dump them on, spread them out. And if you're using an oven, put some parchment paper on the bottom of a cookie sheet just to help with cleanup, and 400 degrees for about 8 to 10 minutes. And you'll know when they're nice and tender You can just poke them with a fork, but keep an eye on them. I have my muffin tin. I sprayed it with a nonstick spray, and I'm just gonna put about a tablespoon of my mixture into each little egg bite. Just like that. And then you want to get your egg mixture and pour it just about to the top. Okay, and I am going to take my fork and I'm just going to make sure that everything is mixed in. You could also add cheese in these. All right, I'm gonna take it to the Instant Pot now. Okay, so the Instant Pot is plugged in, ready to go. I'm gonna put a cup of water down at the bottom. I have this little basket you put down in there. I covered it with tin foil to prevent some moisture from building up on the top. You're gonna wanna put the lid on your Instant Pot, put it to seal for pressure. I'm gonna put it on pressure cook for 10 minutes. All right, so my sweet potatoes are all done. I put them in the air fryer for 10 minutes. And now what I'm gonna do, when my egg bites are ready, I'm just gonna put a little bit of potatoes and probably 2 to 3 egg bites. And I'm done with my breakfast prep. I've taken my egg bites out of the pressure cooker, and I'm just being careful not to burn myself because I just pulled this out. Okay, and I'm just gonna let them sit for a few minutes before I pull them out of the muffin tin. All right, I have my sweet potatoes in my meal prep containers, and I'm just going to get a spoon, and these babies just pop right out. I don't know if you guys can see that. I would say 2 is probably good. There you go. And you guys have breakfast prepped.